start on time, finish on time, and get home in time for at least the second half of the match. Is that too much to ask? Oh, hello. Oh, good evening, sir. Welcome to our parish council meeting. Not often we get members of the public coming along. Is there a particular item of the agenda that's of interest to you? Always keen to know what matters the residents of the parish have taken to heart.
I don't actually live in the area, so I don't really care what happens around here. I just came to use the toilet. Can you tell me where it is, please?
This isn't a public convenience, you know. We're about to start our very important monthly parish council meeting.
Well, the sign outside says this is a public hall, and I can't see a meeting started yet.
Very well, Sir Fraser, but please be quick. It's down there, first on the right.
Thank you.
Oh, the flush, it doesn't work. It's not going to. No! This is bloody marvellous. Meeting's not even started yet, and I'm already wound up. Thank God I'm not going to have to do this for much longer. Nick. Just at the nick of time.
Hi, Clerk.
As usual, you and I are leading by example, Nick. Arriving at a meeting before it actually starts, rather than drifting in just as we're about to wrap us up. You cut it a bit fine, though. Anyway, I'm keen to get tonight's meeting over and done with as soon as possible. The football's on the television at 8 o'clock, and I'm hoping to catch as much of the second half as possible. So I'm hoping we'll be able to wrap things up by 9 o'clock at the latest.
Well, good luck with that then. You've got more chance of nailing a cactus or getting a drink out of a coconut or something. Anyway, the reason for my punctual arrival is actually more luck than judgment. I've had a terrible day, mainly down to timekeeping issues.
Oh, do tell.
It's hard to explain, but I'll try my best. I had a terrible night's sleep. I kept dozing off briefly and then waking up in the middle of a dream.
Oh, I'm fascinated by dreams. Do you remember what it was about?
Well, all but one were pure evidence of how your imagination can really run wild when you're dreaming. For example, I kept dreaming that I was walking down the high street and all the potholes were fixed.
Oh, that's absurd.
Quite. And then I had another dream where I walked into the co-op and when I got to the checkout, there was no queue and 2 tills were open.
That would be plain ridiculous. Next you'll tell me you got an item of mail in the post that wasn't an invitation to change your broadband provider. So, what actually went wrong with your day then?
Oh, well, I woke up at 7:30 and immediately realised the alarm had gone off at 6:30. I was immediately in a panic because I thought, oh, I'm going to be late for work. But then I remembered it was my day off. So I went back to sleep and woke up again at 9:30.
Oh, happy days, but that sounds like more of a result than the start of something awful. What actually went wrong with the day then?
Well, when I woke up at 9:30, I realised what I thought that had happened at 7:30 was actually the dream, and it wasn't the day off after all.
But surely there would have been understanding about it at work. I mean, you've been there, what, man and boy 20 years, haven't you?
15 actually. Man and boy, God, you make me sound like an ancient relic. I like to put this knife in the old dog yet. Anyway, length of service counselling nothing these days. They're always looking for someone younger and less expensive. I'll find out tomorrow what they plan to do with me. It's happening a lot lately, and my line manager wants to have what she calls a little chat with me about it. Oh,
Don't be late for that then.
no. While I come to think about it, isn't it about time we got rid of that old filing cabinet? If you haven't realised, most people have had one of them for the last 30 years or so. So, I really don't see the point of keeping that metal monstrosity. Most of what's in it can probably be sent to the county archives if you need to keep hard copies of any papers, and, well, you're the only one who uses it, and you've got a key for it. I used to have one. I lost it a few years ago.
You used to have a key. I didn't know that. I'll have to see about getting you one cut. But we have to keep it. At least for the time being. There's lots of very important stuff in there.
But, such as?
Well, you, of all people, should know that since none of us can make heads and tails of Section 227 of the Local Government Act 1972, relating to the proper depositories of all papers relating to a council or community, we have to keep them in there, just in case that's what it says we should be doing.
Are the papers important?
Oh, no one really knows.
Has anyone asked to see them?
No, not yet, but they might. And we have to be prepared. After all, we're heavily scrutinised these days, even by local people, as local powers that be. As a parish council, we are custodians of all manner of correspondence and papers that will be of interest to people for centuries to come. After all, have you seen how many followers our local historian has got on his Facebook page?
Well, if you really think it's that important, well, you best get a spare set of keys cut for myself and probably the vice chairman.
Yes. I'll see to that.
Those chairs are a bit tatty too. I really think maybe we could need to replace them. I'm sure there's enough budget in the kitty.
Yes, perhaps you're right. Just out of interest, what's the record number of members of the public who've had to come into one of our meetings?
Well, we've got records that go back to 1974. And the record number of attendance was... Scrolling. Still scrolling. 1. Apparently she thought it was bingo night.
Perhaps we shouldn't bother then. Councillor Henry Edwards. Only a few minutes late, so most punctual for you.
Well, the phone's died, and without it, I don't know whether I'm coming or going, let alone what time it is. In fact, without my phone, I can hardly function as a useful member of the human race, let alone somebody who is a valued member of this parish council. Every moment without it feels like I'm climbing a mountain.
Never realised she could function as a valued member of this council. You can't beat a trusty watch, Councillor. As I always say, watches are for telling the time. Telephones are for making phone calls. Cameras are for taking pictures. And computers are for when you want to use the internet.
Yes, but that's because you're full of shockingly helpful suggestions.
Thank you, Councillor Evans. I like to share my nuggets of wisdom when I feel they'll be of help and comfort to those around. You know, there's a lot more to being a chairman than keeping you lot in order. I have to be a symbol, a figurehead, someone of integrity and honesty. Did you know, whenever I go shopping in Sainsbury's with my wife on Sainsbury's, I always wear a suit.
What a twat!
What was that, Councillor Evans?
I said, is that with a hat?
rather dashing, fetching, in a way that would round off the general image I'm hoping to convey. Not only to the local residents, but people in general.
Haven't you ever thought about, loosening up a bit? Really letting your hair down? Kind of wearing perhaps a cardigan or some jumbo cords or maybe some wacky braces or coloured socks?
Not as straight-laced as you make me sound, Councillor Edmonds. Did you know, once when I was in the New Victims, I nearly bought a copy of Private Eye.
Crikey, you really do like living life on the edge. What stopped you then?
Stop me what?
Buying a copy of Private Eye?
Oh, my wife objected to the picture of Donald Trump on the front. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Oh, Clark, there's one thing I've got to tell you.
Now, don't wait. All right, settle down, everyone. Let's get on with this.
But Clark,
Not now. Told you I want to get out of here by now because the football's on.
on what?
Do you mean on what? The television, of course.
I don't do these newfangled things. I can't work them out.
TV? Newfangled invention? It's only been around for nearly 100 years.
And I don't do mobile phones or computers or that thing they call Twitter.
It's Twitter, not Tweaker. Well, actually, Twitter's now called X.
Why?
No, X, not Y.
No, I mean, why is it called X?
Elon Musk wanted to change the name, I suppose.
Who's Elon Musk?
He owns Twitter. I mean X.
Well, whatever it's called, I don't do it. If I want to know something, I'll read a book or a newspaper. If I want to communicate with somebody, I'll go round their house.
Order.
What if the person lives far away? What do you do then?
I'll write them a letter.
Can we get a move on, please?
What if the message is urgent?
A tricky one. I suppose I could send him a telegram. Although, in fairness, and in a grudging nod towards modern technology, I am currently considering investing in a fax machine.
A fax machine? What on earth are you talking about?
Yes, a fax machine. And in case you're not familiar with this particular piece of technology, I understand the word fax is short for fax simultaneously.
Oh, I think we all know what they are, Councillor Jones. So, if you ever took the plunge and decided to invest in the technology of the 1980s, who do you propose sending your faxes to?
Well, people who live outside the parish.
Is it true you've never actually stepped foot outside the parish, Tom?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I've seen an ego travel at strange places.
So, Tom Jones, would it be fair to say you prefer the green grass of home?
All my garden's paved.
What does your wife think about you being a bit set in your ways?
Delilah.
Yes, Delilah.
My. I don't often hear that name these days.
It's not unusual.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. I want to start the meeting.
Anyway, they don't do telegrams anymore. They haven't in a long time. And I don't know anyone who's still got a fax.
Don't do telegrams anymore. What's the world coming to? Anyway, sounds more like an aftershave.
What does? Fax.
Order. I want to start the meeting, please.
No, not facts. Elon Musk. I can see it now. If you want to get the girl, we're Elon Musk for men.
The thing is, you wouldn't actually see it because
see if it was an advert in the newspaper.
Order! Shut up, the lot of you! We'll still be here till next week!
Well, that's a bit rude.
Yes. Conduct unbecoming of a chairman, I'd say.
Apologies. Apologies all. But we must stick to the agenda.
Quite right, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Now, let me.
So, where does it say on the agenda that we must finish by 9 o'clock?
What?
You said we must stick to the agenda. Where does it say on the agenda that we must finish by 9 o'clock so you can go and watch football on TV?
It doesn't.
So why did you mention it?
Sorry I did now. Okay. Can we just forget I ever mentioned the football and get on with the meeting? Always watch your catch up, I suppose.
What's catch-up? Was that some sort of newfangled technology as well?
Sort of, I suppose. Think of it as like a way of watching something that's happened on TV but in the past.
What? Bit like a time machine.
Please, can we stop all these side conversations and get on with the meeting?
Apologies, Mr. Chairman. Sorry, you can explain this to me later now.
Oh, good idea. Which pub do you fancy?
Well, I'm only allowed in the one next door after the unfortunate incident in the other one.
What happened?
Well, Delilah and I were playing double.
Order!
You don't hear him saying that when we're down the pub. Sorry, Mr. Chairman, please continue.
Right, at last. Now the clerk will pass round the attendance list. We have a formal record of who attended tonight. Any apologies for absence?
Yes. Alan Garrett.
What? Again? What's his excuse this time?
Well, apparently his dog's ill, but I think it's just an excuse to watch the football on TV.
But he hasn't got a dog.
How do you know?
Well, I've never seen him walking one.
Maybe his wife or one of his children broke it. Either way, apparently the poor creature's got lumbago. You can't leave its side.
Here, Hillary, sign for me. I've forgotten my glasses. Oh.
You stop that! Can't sign for someone else, Hillary. It's a formal record. Gladys has to sign it for herself.
But I've forgotten my glasses. I can't see to read.
Surely you can see well enough to sign your own name. Oh, War and Peace, for God's sake.
Okay. No need to get on your high horse. Right, Hillary, stick your finger where I need to sign, and I'll give it a go.
Ooh, watch what you're doing, Gladys.
I'm sorry, Hillary. Sorry.
Right. Unless there have been any changes to the declaration of interest signed earlier in the year, we can move on to the first agenda item, which is agreeing the minutes of the last meeting. Community Centre. Pardon?
The new community centre.
What about the new community centre?
It says in here it wouldn't be ready for at least 3 months, which I reckon will be next week. Well, it opened a couple of weeks ago, so the minutes are clearly wrong because it's only been 2 months since then.
Well, about time. Considering it was 4 months late the last meeting.
Can we please stop all these side conversations? We need to get on.
Apologies, Mr. Chairman, but what I'm actually saying is that don't agree with the minutes of the last meeting. The actual opening date was a month earlier than the minutes said.
That's not a valid reason for not agreeing the last minutes.
Why not?
Because at the time, minute taking, they were correct. You can't say something in the last minutes was incorrect, but at the time it was written, it was correct.
I don't get it.
Look, Dave. At the time the minutes were written, they were correct. So you can only ask for them to be changed be said that the last minutes were agreed?
Agreed.
Well, okay, fine. We'll wait for my raising then.
Under matters arising?
Oh, great. But let's hope I haven't lost the will to live by then.
No need for sarcasm, Councillor Clark. Right. Somehow or another, we managed to get through the apologies for absence and agree the minutes of the last meeting. Next is matters arising.
At last. Can you now document that the community hall is now open, despite what it said in the last minutes?
Yes, okay. Clark, please document the community centre is now open. Now can we get on?
I don't know why he's getting all snappy. It was the clerk who told me to raise it when the matters arising in the first place.
I always thought those contractors building it looked a bit dodgy.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think the threw bribes around to get the job?
Well, if they did, I didn't see any of it.
Order! Okay, so, before we move on, I want to mention that we've been invited by the City Council to suggest a name for one of the new critters they've invested. I've heard of some really good ones up and down the country. Ones like Brad Grit, David Plough, Freddie Mercury. Perhaps we can come up with one that sort of sounds like a play on a household name. Yes, Councillor Clark, you've got a good idea.
They used to whistle at me when I walked past. Bunch of perverts.
Who used to whistle at you?
The builders at the local building site at the community centre. They were hot. Oh, and when it was hot, they used to have their bums, naked bums, hanging out of their shorts.
But you don't live anywhere near the new community centre, so what will you do walking past it so often?
It's a free country, isn't it? I can walk anywhere I like.
Please can we stop all these side conversations, or we'll still be here next month. Yes, Councillor Clark, you come up with a good idea for a lorry, name for one of the lorries. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I think so. How about Gary Gritter?
Certainly not.
Why not?
Oh, come on. We've obviously been extremely bad taste. If we're going to come up with a play on words with a household name, it needs to be someone who hasn't absolutely disgraced themselves.
So is Jimmy Graham as well?
Yes, it is. Look, before we get any more inappropriate suggestions, I need to remind you all that we need a much loved name. Someone of unblemished character.
Oh, well, that narrows it down a bit.
Not so far. Celebrity universe isn't that bad.
Debbie McGee.
What?
Debbie McGee.
Why?
You asked for a household name with an unblemished character. She's very good in those kitchen adverts. I've had all my cupboard doors and work surfaces done. Fortunately, I couldn't afford to have my drawers freshened up though.
More's the pity. Anyway, you're missing the point. It's meant to have some sort of pun connecting it to wintry road conditions like snow or ice or grit.
Well, you didn't really make that clear.
Look, let's just put this on the back burner for now. City Council will be making the decision for a good few weeks. We've all got time to have a good think about it. I've not got my papers with me. What's next on the agenda, Clark?
Well, I don't really know. I haven't got the minutes of the last meeting.
I meant, not you, Clark. I meant the Clark. Dick?
Development control, Mr. Chairman.
Development control. Oh, you mean planning?
Yes, I mean planning, but I thought development control sounded a bit more important.
So, what's next on the list under planning?
Bollards, Mr. Chairman.
beg your pardon. No need to take that tone with me, just because we had a little disagreement about what to call planning.
Bollards, Mr. Chairman, as in the provision of a row of stubby, stout posts that prevent the people who drive through the village of using the car parking area at the main road as a cut-through. I mean, strictly speaking, it's not actually development control, but I thought it would be helpful to include it in the development control section of the meeting, as ultimately it saves time by lumping vaguely similar things together. I know how keen you are on streamlining our procedures and not having loads and loads of things on the agenda, so I thought I'd make it as short as possible.
I like your rather lengthy explanation. Nothing much to report. It's been put out to tender and replies are awaited. That okay with everyone?
Agreed.
Next.
Wow, this is a bit of a tricky one. You remember we was asked to comment on the building of the 6-foot wall around the garden of the vicarage? Yeah. Well, it's been built and it's quite good in my opinion, but one of the villagers has measured it and it's actually 6'6" high.
But it was only meant to be 6 feet.
That's the issue.
Well, can't the vicar just knock a bit off the top?
Well, they could, but it's a bit unnecessary and probably quite hard to do.
For goodness sake, I mean, what are we really talking about here? There's a 6-inch election. What's 6 inches between friends?
Nothing to get excited about.
I'm not so sure. A couple of people from the village have mentioned to me that they think it's an absolutely ghastly sight. But I told them it was the city council's fault and there was nothing we could do about it. But I didn't realise it was taller than it was meant to be. I don't really want to upset the vicar. After all, Trev the Rev has done us quite a few favours in the past. After all, where would we be if he didn't use the grounds of the vicarage for the village fete? What's the city council's view?
Well, they're not really that bothered actually, but they wanted to give us a chance to express our views before they decided what to do on the matter.
Well, I say, what's done is done. Agreed?
Agreed.
Thank goodness there aren't any members of the public here tonight.
All members of the press.
They stopped coming years ago. Cutbacks, you know. Apparently it's now done by people miles and miles away.
Piranhas alone.
Come now, Tom. We are our friends. After all, who do we go to when we want publicity for something?
I put a poster in my window.
But you live at the end of a private cul-de-sac.
Why would you put a poster in your window or publicise something? What on earth would you publicise?
We sometimes sell a bit of fruit or a few veg that we grow on the allotment. Hey, you should see the size of my plums. And as for Delilah's melons, people can't get enough of it.
Please, can we just move on with the next item, Dick?
Just a few papers that need to be agreed. I assume everyone read them before coming to the meeting tonight? Well, shall we just approve them without further ado?
Agreed.
Right. Unless anyone's got any other business, I need to remind you this is not the night I want to be bogged down about dog bins. But with most of the first half of the match having been played, I'm now hoping the meeting is about to come to an end.
There's a pothole down Weatherby Lane that's so deep, apparently you can see it clearly on Google Earth. And I've heard it's got its own Facebook page.
What's Google Earth and
Facebook? Enough! Dick, can you email the city council and ask for a pothole update? Now, unless anyone wants to bring up any other business, please may I just end this meeting.
There is one other thing before we get to any other business. If you remember, I did try and mention to you before the meeting started.
Yes, what is it?
Well, we received a letter from the local council concerning the new community centre. It only arrived this morning, so I didn't have time to put it on the agenda.
Just my luck. After all those mysterious and unexplained delays, finally managed to open the damn thing, as we so painfully discussed earlier.
Well, yes, well, you're sort of right, they did. And apparently all sorts of clubs, societies and organisations are already using it, and it's proven to be incredibly popular. But it's not had its official opening yet.
Oh, for heaven's sake! Why does it need an official opening? It's open! Use it! End of!
Well, it doesn't quite work like that, Mr. Chairman. we have to make a song and dance about it and make sure it's a truly memorable occasion, not only for the local community, but also for all the people involved in turning it from a dream into a glorious state-of-the-art reality. A lot of time, effort, money and expertise have been put into it.
What do you mean by all the people?
Well, we're talking a vast number of people, officials, organisations and individuals who've literally spent years making it happen. They need to have their special day in the limelight, nibble some vol au vents, quaff some bubbly, and have their faces plastered all over the internet and the local papers, and generally bask in the adulation of the local community.
Okay, I get it. Just agree to give it our wholehearted support and put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
It's not quite that simple, Mr. Chairman. Time is of the essence. I need to have our ideas on VIP attendance straight away. The deadline's the end of the week.
Well, that's bloody marvellous.
Debbie McGee?
What?
She's a VIP.
Councillor Hills, can you please stop saying Debbie McGee?
There's even a suggestion, if all the member organisations get their act together pretty quick, there's a chance of, dare I say it, a royal opening!
Oh, now you're talking. I do like that Prince Andrew.
That's enough out of you, Beverly.
Old Andrew did a big mistake getting involved with that bloke that used to manage the Beatles.
Bloke that used to manage the Beatles?
Hey, about Jeffrey Epstein.
Order!
It was Brian Epstein that managed the Beatles, not Jeffrey Epstein.
Order!
Are you sure?
Yes, of course. Brian Epstein died in the 60s.
Can we stick to the agenda, please?
Apologies, Mr. Chairman.
Clark, please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, ideally, along with our wish list for a high-profile guest of honour, the City Council want as much ideas as possible about our proposed guest list and what form the event should take. For example, should it have guided tours, or give a chance for the organisations and clubs who use it to show us what they do, like a gymnastics display or a musical performance. The more ideas, the better.
Good. It sounds absolutely great.
Perhaps we could ask Councillor Garrett to do his famous disappearing.
I think I'd be more impressed by his not so famous reappearing act.
Or maybe the chairman could open his wallet, treat everyone to a flying moth display.
Maybe we can get some of the younger local school children to entertain us with a little play or something.
Oh, please no. I still haven't got over that last thing at the Nativity Play a few years ago, when I had to attend in my official capacity as a parish councillor, and they did that stupid baby shark dance.
Oh, what's that baby shark? You know, I find the lyrics particularly deep in meaningful. With all the moves, you know, we still do it from time to time in our sitting room, and we can see how much how much entertainment and joy it brings to the kids by the amount of laughing they do. They were practically wetting themselves when we did it for them last week. Unfortunately, Delilah did actually wet herself. So we had to end it prematurely.
Oh dear. Hang on, aren't your grandkids all in the 20s?
Look, just goes to show. Good old-fashioned joy, laughter and fun holds no age boundaries. Just the same, shame we can't say the same about Delilah's bladder.
I've heard that things can get pretty lively at the chess club.
Chess games can go on for hours. I'd rather watch the chairman do his weekly shop at Sainsbury's.
Yes, but the tension is off the scale. I find it quite arousing.
Okay. It's clear I'm not going to get home in time for the first half of tonight's match, but I'd like to get home as much of the second half as possible. I suggest we spend the next 30 minutes coming up with some kind of clever plan to send to the count. Agreed?
Agreed.
Right. Fire away. I want you all completely and utterly focused. Make sure suggestions are short, sharp, and to the point. You can all have 5 minutes to write down some ideas, and you can all have 2 minutes to talk through your suggestions.
Just a moment. I don't think you want any other business to an official close. Unless you say something like, I am now ending the part of the meeting where you can raise matters under the heading of any other business. People won't know that they can no longer raise matters under any other business.
Make it very, very quick, Tom.
Well, technically, somebody has vandalised the telephone box. Although I have to say, I think they have been quite creative this time, and that we might just want to decide that we propose to leave it as it is.
Really? What do you mean?
Well, they've painted what appears to be a rather large cactus on it. And Delilah thinks it's one of those fancy Mexican ones. And a very tall, fine, upstanding version of one of that. Now I know we should really be calling it an act of vandalism and that it's not the right colour and that for some reason they painted nestling between two rather large round objects that are probably meant to be some sort of fruit or something like that. But she just wanted me to say that she hopes that she thinks it's such a beautiful thing that she hopes we'll leave it as it is.
Maybe it's a Banksy. Could be worth some money.
Who's Banksy?
He's a street artist that apparently no one's ever seen.
A bit like Alan Garrett.
Thank you, but we must press on. If there's nothing else, at the Ground Community Centre, opening ceremony brainstorming begins.
Sorry, just one more thing. Dog poo bins.
Oh. Of all the things we're supposed to care about as parish councillors, it's dog poo I find hardest to swallow. What about these dog poo bins then, Priscilla?
They're full to overflowing and need emptying urgently.
I'll get one of the parish wardens on it. You'd think as vice chairman of this council, you'd be able to sort that out yourself, having to bring it up at the meeting.
Well, you told me all right.
Right, brainstorming starts now. Okay, that's decided then. All agreed?
Agreed.
Right, I'm wrapping this up now. Dick, can you formally announce our decision?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I, Dick Chair, being the clerk of the parish council, hereby...
The short version, if you don't mind.
Of course, Mr. Chairman. back here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. sharpish for a meeting of strictly no more than 60 minutes to make a formal decision as to our desired programme of events for the official opening of the community centre.
Excellent, excellent. Well done, everyone, and thank you for agreeing to rearrange your diaries at such short notice. Reconvene tomorrow to fine-tune the details. Let's try and keep it focused, professional, and as short as possible. Absolutely essential I'm home by 9 p.m. because I have an important appointment.
Yes, but whatever we do, don't let that Doris what's-her-name come down the road to the refreshments at this grand opening.
Why ever not?
Well, she did them at the last Spring and Vine sale in this very hall, and they ran out of milk. They had to find a substitute. It was a fiasco. All hell broke loose.
Why? What on earth did she use instead of milk?
Baileys?
Right, I've had enough of this. Are we agreed we'll meet again tomorrow?
Agreed. The vicar's wife reckoned that she got mooned on by the bloke from the fish shop that was selling records and books on the counters he'd had too many cups of tea.
Oh, I know who you mean. I passed him in the high street the other day and I swear that dirty old so-and-so was undressing me with his eyes.
Enough, enough. Let's leave it there.
Hilary, did you give me that fish shop bloke's number?
Mostly have to watch the match on catch-up, seeing as it ended over an hour ago.
I wouldn't bother. You lost 5-0 and 2 players sent off.
Thank you very much for that, Dick. Good night, everyone.
Get on with it.
Not much, just closing time at the pub.
God, really need to get a move on soon. Just a few more days, I can start my new life a long, long way from here. Give that a couple of minutes of power, Not again. Why can we never get these bloody meetings to start on time? Can I? No! Frank. God, I'm worn out. Mr. Football hardly had any sleep. I've got another evening of herding cats, if I'm not mistaken. But if this got start rambling on, I'm gonna put my foot down hard, make no mistake. I absolutely refuse to miss Love Island.
Evening, Clark. Who's that I saw leaving as I walked across the car park?
Oh, I don't know, just someone who popped in to ask a question.
Oh.
I had a dreadful time since I saw you. Not had any sleep. I had to call out a plumber at 1 a.m. because of some terrible problem with the plumbing here.
Oh, what happened?
Some sort of horrible blockage you do not want to know.
Well, I've had a terrible day too. I had a meeting with the Human Remains Department, or whatever they're called. Apparently, having a punctual workforce is crucial to maximising operational creativity. And people like me are costing the firm a fortune every year.
can't just be because of you.
Well, the way they talk about it, you'd think it was. And they've now gave me a whole raft full of compulsory workshops and modules and God knows what else, while they realign my organisational skill set. It's ridiculous. Don't they give me enough time to do my normal job? They've even given me a timetable to work to. It's like being back at school. I suppose I'm not asking to wear shorts.
What's this about you wearing shorts?
Oh, nothing. Too complicated to explain. And as you can see, I'm not wearing any shorts.
What's the pity? I think they really suit you. I mean, you've got fabulous legs. I mean, I bet you've got fabulous legs.
I'd get sent to a tribunal if I said something like that to you in a public meeting. How can you say it to me and get away with it?
Because I'm the vice chairman and you're just a hired help, and you're not going to report me because, to cut a long story short, I'm your other employer.
Marvellous. Shafted by my employers twice in one day.
I don't recall making any formal arrangements as regards shafting. And I'd never make so bold in public, you naughty boy. But if you're asking. And what's all this about employers and twice a day?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I just wish everyone would be vaguely on time for once. I can't be done with all this tonight.
Well, everyone. Come on, hurry along, everyone. This meeting is only taking place because yesterday was such a shambles. We're strictly limited to no more than 1 hour. So the key word tonight is focus, focus, focus.
That's 3 words.
Well, technically, it's one word said 3 times.
I don't want tonight to be deja vu all over again.
That's not very good English, Mr. Chairman.
That's because I used a little bit of French.
Yes, but... Oh, by the way, I hope this is okay, but I have made some preliminary inquiries about Debbie Rigby's availability to attend our grand opening and possibly being our guest of honour, with a view to putting down a deposit with her agent.
You've done what?
Well, you have to get in early if you want an A-list celebrity, you know. Anyway, I hope you won't be too disappointed, but unfortunately, she's heavily involved in pantomime rehearsals in York during that time, so she won't be able to attend, but she sends up her good wishes to us, and she's going to send us some merch.
What's merch when it's at home?
Well, you know, it's merchandise. It's stationery, posters, books, t-shirts, that sort of thing. Lovely side pictures.
Oh, I like a few pictures of Debbie McGee, that's all right. For the children, of course.
You can't set evidence. You can't just take matters like this into your own hands. Where's the accountability? Where's the budget? Where's the approval of your colleagues on the Parish Council? Please don't ever do anything like that again. Now, I take it we're not expecting Alan Garrett tonight. Has anyone seen him?
I believe he's taken his dog on holiday to help speed up his recovery. I understand he's taken him to Pontins, although I'm not sure which one. I'm trying to find out if it's the council's wish.
Well, somehow I very much doubt anyone really wants to know. Come to think of it, when did he last attend a meeting? Any idea, Dick?
He's never actually attended one.
Well, why haven't we kicked him out then? I thought if you didn't attend a meeting for over 6 months, you could be booted off we could hold a by-election or co-op somewhere.
Well, we're reluctant to do so because he's such a valued member of the community.
Oh, well, with respect, he's not exactly a valued member of this council.
Oh? Well, I really like him. So does Delilah. And Delilah's sister likes him too. And her sister's husband likes him. Although I'm not sure he likes him quite as much as she does. But she particularly likes his hair. He let her touch it once.
Councillor Jones.
Yes, Mr. Chairman?
Shut up.
Well, that's not very nice, is it? No way to talk to a valued colleague.
You're correct. It would indeed not be a nice way to speak to a valued colleague.
Well, I'm glad we agree on that then. And you just apologise to me.
At least Alan Garrett buys around at the pub, unlike some people.
Right, let's move on. I want to remind everyone that we're here to do one thing, and one thing only. And we're going to nail it in the next hour. Without further ado, to use this evening to discuss our roundtable discussions, the opening of the community centre. Now, I know you've probably thought about little but anything else since our last meeting. So, we have 2 minutes to pitch each of your ideas. Half an hour to draft some sort of cunning plan together, sent to the City Council. A bit short, formal summary by the clerk, and the job's good. We are to here well before 9 p.m. I'll start with my suggestions. Let's begin.
Come on. Stop now.
So, we didn't get to where we wanted to, but I think we have a resolution. Shall now ask the clerk to... And please, keep it short, Dick.
Of course, Mr. Chairman. The Parish Council has resolved to set up a temporary subcommittee.
Panel, Vicky.
The Parish Council has resolved to set up a temporary panel with delegated power under Section 101 of the Local Government Act 1972, which will meet here tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m, comprising Councillors Priscilla White, who will chair the meeting, Beverly Hills, Danny Clark, and of course myself, to formulate a programme of events to celebrate the official opening of the community centre.
Slowly, but surely, I think we might actually be making progress. Even if it's only circular progress. Good night, everyone. Good luck